Nuno is sacked. Yes, people, what is going on? Did not expect to be making a video today. Yeah, Nuno has been sacked by Tottenham Hotspur. That breaking news came out about 15 minutes ago for me. There'll be a lot of Tottenham fans that are going to give their opinion on this whole sacking, and I think a lot of Tottenham fans are of the kind of impression and of the opinion that it was the right thing to do. I like to try and side with the manager when it comes to this thing. So maybe my review or my opinion might be a little bit different. Unfortunately, when results aren't going your way, the manager's the one that gets blamed. It is his job to manage said players. However, it does seem like a classic example of player power. And I don't actually think it's the players that are asking for the power or have demanded the power. I don't think it's anything like that. I do just genuinely think that the hierarchy at Spurs, the big bods, Levy and the board and various different people have just got it wrong. They just don't realise what they've got. Now, what they've got is a world-class centre-forward in Harry Kane and a world-class winger in Son Heung-min. And the goalkeeper, Hugo Lloris, is good. I would probably argue that he's world-class, obviously World Cup winner with France. But what's the rest of it? You know, they've got a couple of good players. They've got a couple of decent people in midfield, especially in the forward areas. But I could have told you what the case was with Spurs 3 years ago. And I did this like little, not rant or just kind of, it hit home, I suppose, for certain Man United fans, is they can't defend. They've never been able to defend Man United. For the last 10 years or so, they haven't really been able to defend. They defended when Mourinho was there because he was tactically sound and such. But they have struggled defending. Tottenham is exactly the same thing. Now, I'm not going to say it's as bad as Man United, but you look at the players that you've got. You've had Alderweireld and Vertonghen, who were there for a while and were the best players in terms of defensive abilities anyway. And the rest of it was a bit, Trippier was better at going forward than he was defensively. Danny Rose was better going forward than he was defensively. God, there's a few more. Reguilon's better going forward than he is defensively. You're just going around in the same sort of loop as what Man United are. Then you look at the two in midfield in terms of defensive midfielders, and you want to play forwards. You want to go and play this attacking, free-flowing football. And it's been the case with Nuno and with managers previously as well. It just doesn't really work. Now, Jose, I love Jose, but Jose for the last kind of 2 or 3 years, whatever it was, he was at Spurs, made Spurs a bit better defensively, but by no way, shape or form were they perfect. And you do have to ask the question that, and again, this is from a neutral fan point of view. I'm not a Tottenham fan, clearly. I'm not one of these people, I'm just going to hound Tottenham for no reason. But from a neutral fan point of view, you have to start to question that these players that have let down Jose, that also let down Poch, and now let down Nuno, surely they just aren't good enough. Because I don't want to single people out, but someone like Eric Dyer, it's not all his fault. Please don't get me wrong. Someone like Eric Dyer, not all his fault, but if that's the standard you're kind of setting, if he's not good every single week, he's going to get the brunt of it. Now, he has been good some weeks and he has been not terrible on others, but you look at it bigger picture and think, if he is what we are going for, starting centre-half every single week, why are we surprised? Why are we surprised that we are leaking goals and we're not winning games and we are a poor side just in general? You've got Harry Kane and Son Heung-min, who were one of the best partnerships in football for a period of time. It got them both Ballon d'Or nominations. But that's when they played together. Close. So the system's wrong. And that does come down to the manager. But that's because they are trying to get so many forwards into the team that you can't always do it. Sometimes you just have to accept defeat. It really irritates me. You know when you get these FIFA teams, they go, oh, it's the team of the week. And they've got a left winger up front because they just want to shoehorn someone in so it looks good. Now, this is FIFA, so you can get round it. It's a little bit irritating, but it is what it is. It's a game. This is real life, and it's just like they're trying to shoehorn people in. Like someone like Dele Alli, for argument's sake. Again, it's not all Dele Alli's fault, but if you've got someone who is better than Dele Alli in that position, why would you play Dele Alli? Because I would say that Ndombele is better than Dele Alli is. It depends on what you want from a midfielder, but I would probably argue that Ndombele is better than him, and he's definitely got more form. Then you look at the two in midfield. I mean, whoever it is, that's a shambles of a situation in midfield, defensive midfield for them. It's a bit of a fine line about which way you go, because if you want to go and blow teams out of the water, You've got fullbacks that want to attack, especially in Reguilon as well. You've got Kane, Son, Ali, or Bergwijn, or whoever it be, Lo Celso, all these people that want to go forward, and score all these lovely goals. But you can't defend. And the second the ball does come back the other way, everyone goes, oh, well, they were isolated. Or what happened there? It's obvious. The people you've got, you cannot trust them. They want to play the way that Liverpool play, by getting the forwards, getting the wing backs forward. Oh, I say wing backs, getting the full backs, basically wing backs. They push up so high up the pitch, Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's obvious what they're doing. They want to get loads of people in the box and they want to go and score goals. They want to whip loads of balls in and cause massive problems because the front three are lethal. Tottenham haven't got that because Harry Kane's playing in midfield because he's trying to get the ball, which doesn't work. So that's already one thing that's wrong. But again, you've then got the midfielders. For Liverpool, it's Fabinho or Keita or whoever it is in front of that back two of Van Dijk and Matip or Gomez or whoever it wants to be. That is a really solid three. What have Tottenham got? Eric Dyer, Tanganga. It doesn't really hit the same levels. It doesn't. And I mean, I think I can answer it quite cynically and quite truthfully. What the problem is with Spurs is they cannot recruit. They've been terrible at recruitment for years. Now, it's not all down to recruitment. Some of the players they have recruited have been fantastic players, but they haven't stepped up to the plate. But the problem that Spurs have got is that they know that they struggle with recruitment. They've gone and spent a lot of money on people that do not deserve money to be spent on them. I mean, look how they used the Bale money. Half of the people they brought in were, nothings. It weren't people that were going to change around the team. Certain of them did well. Someone like Lamela was a good player, but not all of them. So they've wasted money previously. And the reason Harry Kane didn't get sold in the summer is because they were scared to waste it again. Now, Nuno would have been given that 150 million or whatever they would have got for Harry Kane had they have just accepted defeat. But Harry Kane is in the exact same position now. It's another year of his career that is wasted because he's not going to move in January. There's no point of him moving in January because the value is not there. Tottenham aren't going to sell him. So they're going to have to wait till the summer. And then it's like, okay, well, we've got a World Cup coming up. Do we want to pay 150 million quid for Harry Kane when we know we've got a World Cup mid-season, could disrupt his flow? It's a bit of a tough one. It really is for Spurs, and they've got it wrong. If they would have just accepted defeat and say that they need a rebuild, which they do need, fine. But you've got managers like Conte being mentioned. Why is Conte going to want to come to Spurs? He was iffy about going to Man United. Why does he want to go and come to Spurs? Because as much as the London aspect has to be a factor, I get that. I mean, you've got Harry Kane, which is a factor, and Son Heung-min, which is a factor, but you still can't defend. Man United, at least they have Rafael Varane and Harry Maguire and people that you could actually think, I might be able to do something with that. I can play a back three and get us more defensively sound. Tottenham played a back three the other day. I mean, we all saw what happened. Shocking. They're awful. And again, if Tottenham would have done the smart thing, and this is disrespecting the Conference League, and I do feel bad for saying it, Tottenham are too good to be in that league. They are in that competition. They are too good to be in it. So you either go and win it, or you just don't play and go, yeah, no, we're too good for this. But Tottenham are in this situation at the moment where they sit third, I think, in the group because they want to go, oh, yeah, we kind of want to go and win it, and then we don't want to kind of go and win it because it's wasting so much energy. And do what Arsenal are doing. Put all your eggs in one basket and go and play in the league. It just makes more sense. Chelsea did it when we missed out on the Champions League and we finished 10th. Missed out on Europa League, missed out on it all. The following year, we went on to win the league. It's just a shambles from top to bottom for Tottenham, and they're going to get someone new in. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't really care. People are saying about Antonio Conte. I don't think it's going to happen. There's a few other people. All the people that got linked with the United job will be linked for the Tottenham job as well. But I think that they were wrong to get rid of Jose. I think it was a very poor decision. Although Jose is far from what he used to be, it's also because the players that he's got playing for him are just poor. And you have to sometimes point the finger at the players that are just not good enough. You're thinking about this Spurs team challenging for a league title, which is where Daniel Levy wants to be. They're out of it already. I don't even know how many points they are behind us. I want to say they're about 10 points behind. It's over for them already. They can make that up, of course they can. But if they've made it up on us, other teams have leapfrogged us. Now, that's the way that football goes, and Tottenham have got a massive job on their hands, and I don't think they're going to get it over and sorted with. But look, this is just my review of what I think is going on at Tottenham. There'll be plenty of Spurs fans, Chipek, Georgia Keelia, Expressions, We Are Tottenham TV. Go and check them out. Go and see what they're saying. But the sacking of Nuno, he nowhere near looked as animated in the job as he or passionate about the job as he did when he was at Wolves. That's part and parcel of football. I just think it's a nightmare situation for Tottenham. And look, again, this is not speaking as a Chelsea fan. If you genuinely want to progress Tottenham, I think they need a complete rebuild. But I think they've got to get rid of people up top, because that's the problem. I think Daniel Levy doesn't know how necessarily to run a football club. He knows how to run a business, but to run a football club is a very different thing, and be successful at that football club, because they were not lucky, but they grafted to get to the Champions League final. And then it just ended. That was it. It was like that was the peak, and they've always got to live up to that. And if the players that let them down in those two in that run, and then afterwards as well when Poch got sacked, why are you expecting there to be anything different? I'm sorry, Spurs fans, it might be a little bit kind of hit homey, but maybe it's what you need. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Nuno's been sacked, and yeah, I wasn't anticipating making this video today, so hope you've enjoyed it. I know I have. See you later.